said, "That's not a camel. That's my wife."
Ha 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 ha, that's so random.
So random, so quirky, so edgy, Patrick.
Wow.
So edgy.
Just wow.
Just wow. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 3 of We're Just Friends. I'm Patrick Stoddard.
And I'm Piper Tiggs.
Oh, you see what we did there? We messed up the names. Oh no, whoopsie daisy.
Oh my.
Oh my. So this might seem like a while ago. Well, it was a while ago. But we asked you on Instagram to send us some ideas of what to talk about. So we're gonna do that today. We're gonna go over as many as we can, and we're gonna start off with my one friend who lives in the UK. Believe it or not, he said how you stay sane during the quarantine. Patrick, how do you stay sane during the quarantine?
Well, you see, this is a bit of a misnomer. This question assumes that I was sane prior to the quarantine.
Well, I think Patrick has definitely gone insane, and that's because we talk a lot, and he has so many symptoms of insanity, so.
Exactly.
But for real though, how are you can I speak? How are you occupying yourself? How are you staying busy during these times? Because here in Wisconsin, where we are, we're still in quarantine. Yeah. Until what?
And I think Wisconsin might be one of the last ones to be in quarantine. We're farther out than other states.
Yeah, we definitely are one of the later states in the United States to be in quarantine. Do you know when it ends?
May 25th, I think.
25th? I thought it was 29th or something. Oh well. Anyway.
You might be right. It might be 29th.
But yeah. Answer the question, Patrick.
All right, Piper. Well, I mean, I've been working a lot, so that's been occupying a bit of my time.
Yes, he still works at the supermarket that we talked about in the last episode. And I'm free from that jail, so...
Oh, I like it.
I'm sorry. No, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible, because I met a lot of nice people, but anyway, continue.
I actually really like it. Probably my favorite job I've had so far.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah. And, I've been working. I'm still in high school, so I've been doing work, although I admit senioritis is biting, and I don't have the energy to do anything. I've also been co-hosting in a fabulous podcast.
Oh my god. That's so sweet. But you're forgetting a really important component. Patrick didn't even mention this one. I'm surprised you didn't mention, one of the biggest things you've been doing.
What's that?
You've been playing video games.
Oh, and I've been playing video games.
Yes. And we all know Patrick Stoddard's favorite video game.
Skyrim?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Patrick actually memorized the intro to Skyrim.
Yeah,
pretty much all
really
of it.
sad.
You should say it. You should do it.
No.
Yes.
Because I respect my sanity. Maybe for an introduction later, I'll just do it.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got work at the heck hole.
Supermarket store.
Yes, I said heck hole. You see what I did there? You have video games, you have podcast, you have... What's the other thing you said? Oh, homework. Because you're in high school. Haha, you loser. Stuck in high school. But he is going to college in however many months. So, yay, woohoo, go Patrick. It's called high school. College, yay.
Yay. Hopefully we won't still be, in quarantine in the fall.
I'm so scared. I've been thinking about that because, someone in my family was like, that Eau Claire's the college I go to, she was like, that Eau Claire's gonna be canceled, right, for the fall? And I was like, I'm already stressing enough about this. You do not need to, push this stress on me. So, yeah, that was unnecessary. But, yeah, I'm definitely kind of nervous about it. My friends and I are sad that it's gonna happen, and we don't know if it's gonna happen yet. By the time this is out, we don't know. So
yeah,
hopefully we will.
And it's just been interesting, the whole toilet paper stuff where it was just out. It's just been crazy.
Yeah.
I remember at the supermarket store, like the weekend when it really got crazy. I was working on the Thursday, and I remember it was like crazy busy. I think that was probably that Friday and Saturday was like the first time I actually sweated during
Oh,
work
really?
because it was just insane. And I remember because I wasn't scheduled to work Friday, and so like I asked my supervisor and say, hey, Fridays are usually busier than Thursdays. This Thursday has been just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to work tomorrow? And so yeah, and I worked that Friday, and I wanted to pass out because it was just like,
oh my gosh,
such a freaking crazy time to work. And it was like they're like everywhere around the country because people
Right.
are just preparing and all that stuff.
I know. Yeah, there was the whole toilet paper thing that happened, and Patrick was telling me that there was actually a picture on Instagram of the supermarket and the entire.
But that has been taken down.
Oh, it has been taken down. Yeah, but what it looked like was a completely empty shelf and one of the employees standing next to it, and I was like, oh my god, because none of the shelves there were really ever empty ever. Not
No.
that empty, and it was like bare, a skeleton shelf.
But I mean, it was like that everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not unique to the store. That it was like that everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've heard from like you and other former friends of mine that I used to work with at the supermarket. They were saying that a lot of customers are really cranky now because this whole thing, and it's just I hear so many complaints from these friends of mine, like people yelling at them for not wearing a mask and not wearing gloves and like not but they don't they're not doing it to be unsafe. I think they just kind of forget. So
Right. Yeah, and like I mean, I guess I do see why customers would urge like to wear a mask and everything because I mean it is better health wise and everything to stay safe.
Yeah, but
and I feel like everybody's just in general stressed out.
we're all kind of going through a stressful time, and that's a really obvious thing.
But we're all in through it together,
We're
right?
all in this together. But another thing is that we are living in a moment in history. I mean, something like this has not happened. Well, the closest thing that I can think of is when 9/11 happened. A lot of things shut down, but not this badly, obviously. 9/11 had a lot
Well,
of...
I wasn't even alive.
I was 6 months old, but I only know this because I asked my dad and like other family members, and I was like, when's the last time that this happened and you were alive? And they all said, specifically my dad was like, well, 9/11, there's a lot of things that shut down. And I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And when was the last sort of like big spread of a virus? 1918 or something like that.
Well, in America, because like Ebola and stuff, that was
but that was
pretty
that
big,
wasn't
and apparently like it still is an issue in Africa.
But that wasn't like everything shut down kind of thing. That was like a...
That's true.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
These are some crazy times, people. These are some...
Or even like polio, like
oh yeah,
back in the early 20th century, like a lot of stuff got shut down, and like actually I think I can't remember where I read this, but like it was like during V-Day or whatever, people didn't want to stay inside because of polio, and then that like affected things because
oh really? Oh my goodness.
Or it was something like that. I don't really remember.
Yeah, so this will be in the history books, everyone. And speaking of history, this is not speaking of history, but kind of is. I think that we can all learn from things, Patrick.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the fact of the day. What a segue. The fact of the day is, believe it or not, Canada is south of Detroit, or part of Canada is south of Detroit, Michigan.
Huh. That's interesting.
It is.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because Canada does kind of like droop down a little bit, like in a certain part. Right after Michigan. Droop down.
Yeah, if you actually go and you look at a map of North America, you can see that Canada is below Detroit, and I had no idea. Yeah.
Well, that is pretty good knowledge to know. Speaking of
knowledge time, Patrick.
Another great transition. Did you know that Ben Franklin once said, An investment in knowledge pays the best interest, which I frankly agree with.
How
Frankly agree
thought-provoking.
with.
I do agree with it.
For those who don't understand this quote, it's
me.
Kind
He's
of
talking
like
about me because before we started recording this, I was like, Patrick, I don't understand the quote. And then he had to explain it. I know, okay, all of those, but he meant me. Let's be real.
Basically, it is sort of like the analogy of if I have an apple and you have an apple,
Ooh.
and I give you my apple and you give me your apple, then we both end up with one apple. But if I have an idea and you have an idea and I give you my idea, you give me your idea, we both end up with two ideas. And it's saying that well, as it says, investing in knowledge, if you pay for that, if you go out for that search the knowledge, which, of course, Ben Franklin said this, he was the Renaissance man, great things will come of it. And I agree. And that's why I think, like, education and everything is so important.
Yeah, I also agree. Education is really important, and yeah, knowledge. Marriage is the thing that
binds us together.
It's what brings us together today. I hope that people listening to this know what that's from.
Oh,
please!
I so
that
hope
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
People are gonna think we're insane.
I know, they're just gonna be like, "Why? What are they saying?" We're saying marriage for those of you who don't, but we're saying with a W, so marriage. It's from Princess Bride, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Which, by the way, if I've told some of my friends who like are into the Princess Bride, because I want to be a Catholic priest, and if I do their weddings, if in the homily, I'm definitely gonna start it by saying marriage is what brings us together today.
Please, okay, I'm not Catholic, as we have learned before, but Patrick was like, if you get married, I'm gonna do that, and I was like, I'm not Catholic, and he was like, but you can marry a Catholic person, and I was like, no, and he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. So
yeah, well, if I like give a speech during your wedding, I can still do that.
Yeah,
I'll just
for sure, you are going to give a speech at my wedding. Patrick is actually really good at public speaking, so I cannot wait for him to be like, marriage at my wedding someday. That's so lit.
Yes.
That's such a good idea. Oh, man. Patrick, I have a question.
I have an answer.
You got any pets?
I used to, up until a week or 2 or 3 ago.
Yeah, when we were talking about how Zebra died.
Yeah, my fish died.
No, but I mean, have you ever had any other pets besides Zebra, the legendary fish?
I've had 5 fish, 2 goldfish, who I accidentally killed because I think the tank I had like this cover on it, and I left it on, and there wasn't like any holes in there.
Oh my god!
So I guess they just like died.
Are you stupid?
Yes, I was like in 3rd grade.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's okay then, I guess. But Patrick is the ultimate fish killer.
Yeah, well, and then I had 3 other fish, which Zebra was one of them. And I remember I got them in like 6th grade, and they're like tropical fish. So one was green, one was orange, and one was pink.
Ooh, pretty colors.
And I remember going to the store. I wanted 2 green ones and an orange one. I did not want the pink one because it was pink, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a little kid, and I didn't like pink.
That's so stupid.
And my mom's like, no, get a pink one so you can have one of each. I'm like, fine.
Fine,
and then
I'll
the pink
get
one
pink,
lived
I'm
longer than the others. But yeah, no, the green one was kind of crazy because like the orange one was the smallest, the green one was the biggest. And whenever the orange one tried to eat, the green one would just swoop ahead of it. So it just stopped eating and then it died.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, it's sad.
Big rip. This is apparently something that I say a lot to people when I first meet them, because I think this is kind of a cool fact about me, pet-wise. I used to have a pet prairie dog.
Really? I did not know that.
Oh, shut up. Yes, you did.
No, I actually didn't.
Whatever. Okay, yeah, I used to have a pet prairie dog. If you don't know what a prairie dog is,
That's
who
great.
even are you? A prairie dog is an animal that lives, I'm just gonna guess here, in the prairie, and it digs holes, and it does not belong in a house. Let's just say that. Prairie dogs don't belong in houses.
You just walk in and there's a giant hole in the middle of your living room.
Honestly, that's what happened. We had a prairie dog
Really?
and we let it run around the house like it was an actual dog. Like, that was... I can't make this up, okay? I cannot make this up at all.
I feel like you are.
I'm not. I have pictures. I have pictures of my pet prairie dog, and you know what his name was, Patrick?
Oh yeah, show the audience them. Or
They
no
can't
proof.
see.
Proof?
I'll have to post this on the Instagram page so that they can see the pictures of my prairie
Definitely.
dog. But do you know what his name was?
Perry Schmog.
What? No. His name was Elvis, named after Elvis Presley.
Elvis. Oh, that Elvis.
Why? Patrick just likes to make fun of me as well, I guess.
I do.
And the way we got him was so weird because it was in a cage at a pet store. Like, I don't know, Petco or something. And my dad went there for whatever reason. And he saw the prairie dog and he was like, I'll take that.
I need
Yeah,
that.
he was like, I need that. My mom was not happy about it. My mom was kind of furious, but, Elvis grew on her, and I loved Elvis.
Prairie
Even
dog.
though he chewed through all of our blankets and, did what prairie dogs do, is chew and dig and chew and dig, and that's all they do. And he was really cool, and then he died, so rip.
Well, how old was he?
He was... Oh, I don't know. I was super young when this happened, but I do remember having a little, like, a little cute rat-type animal around the house, and then I asked my dad when I was old enough to comprehend. I was like, what was that thing? And he said, that was a prairie dog, and all of our neighbors thought we were insane, and I was like, makes sense.
Accurate? You were.
Accurate. Oh, I still am.
Yeah.
Our family is still really insane. The only other cool pet I can think of that I've had is, let's see. I think ducks. We used to have a bunch of ducks. Yeah.
I did not know that. I do not know any. I only know about your dog, pretty much.
Oh, really? Oh, I swear you knew about Elvis, and I swear you knew about the ducks. Yeah, we raised pet ducklings because I think they followed one of my dad's friends home, and he didn't want them, so we took them, and we had little ducks.
Go.
Little ducks.
Cute.
So yeah, we can cross pets off the list because someone suggested we talk about pets. So you're welcome.
Cooper? Your dog?
Yeah, no, I was just saying like the cool ones I've had.
Oh.
Cooper is a cool pet. Okay, that sounds really mean. Cooper is.
Yeah,
Cooper is
I'm
my...
gonna tell him you
No,
said that.
don't tell my dog. He can understand English fluently.
Fluent.
And Cooper is a really cool dog. He's my dog right now. He's a golden doodle. Do you know what a golden doodle is? Just a
it's
guess.
A dog.
Guesstimation.
It's like really small and cute.
No, but what type of dog? Okay, yeah, no. It's a poodle mixed with a golden retriever. And he's really small and cute, and he has curly hair.
It's cute.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Does he have like high energy like most golden retrievers, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know, because he has his moments where he just sleeps all day, but he also has his moments where he will not rest. So
yeah,
he can be the most annoying little thing, and he can be the most adorable snuggly
yeah, I think yesterday we were on the phone and he just ran into your room.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually on a date with someone, and like we were video chatting or whatever, and Cooper like jumped up. He jumped up, so then like they saw him just like in full view, and I was like, oh no.
Aww.
And the person was like, oh, it's fine, but I was embarrassed. He ruined my love life.
I feel like that person would be pretty chill about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people would be. Because, it was a furry dog, and most people would be like, oh my god, cute dog, but it was just embarrassing because I wasn't expecting him to do that. And then my mom also jumped in, she was like, oh my god, who are you talking to? And I was like, Mom, no.
That is so your mom. Your mom's great.
We need to talk about Erin Taves. She's gonna hate me because she listens
to have her on the
she
show.
listens to the podcast, and she's gonna be like, Excuse me?
We should interview her.
Yeah, let us know. Whatever you're listening to this on, should we or should we not have my mom, Erin Taves, on the podcast as an
I think we should.
I say no. Patrick says yes. Let us know down below.
Let's vote.
let's have a vote sometime. I'm just gonna address.
Just raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Raise your hand. We won't be able to see you, but just like right now, raise your hand if you want it.
Yeah, just raise it. We can see.
I wanted to address that one of my good friends who I graduated with, one of his suggestions on Instagram for what we should talk about is the 82nd Airborne Division.
I have no clue what that is.
I know I feel bad because I don't know what it is.
I think the person recommended it is in the military.
Yeah,
so
he's in the army because we've hung out a few times and he's
a good guy.
Oh my gosh, he made it into like the most prestigious military academy in America, and I'm just so proud of him. He's a really good guy.
I think I only really knew him through a French class, but he seems nice.
Oui.
Baguette. Ha ha ha.
That's how French people speak.
That's the only thing French people say.
Yes.
Nous ne parle je ne sais pas.
Does that mean I crap my pants? Because that's something that Patrick does often.
Oh yeah. Done it about 7 times in the 21 minutes
we're the most immature people. Actually, rephrase, I am the most immature person.
Yeah. Well, am I more mature than you? I don't know.
Ooh,
about that.
that's a conversation.
Okay, raise your hand if you think Piper's more mature.
I like to think I'm mature, but for some reason, I'm just not.
You just know you are.
I know I'm not. Like I'm the most childish person, and anybody can testify to that because I will just say like. Actually, I was about to say something. I shouldn't say it. I was about to say male genitalia, and then I was like, nope.
Yeah, you probably
shouldn't say that. No. Speaking of that, I'm gonna I thought of a funny story from that, and that's not good. That's not good that I thought of a funny story from male genitalia.
Oh dear.
A family member of mine and I once laughed about something that looked like a sex toy for like 10 minutes straight.
Why?
Because it was funny.
What was it?
We were going to my brother's graduation from what is it called? Basic training from the military to South Carolina. So I spent a lot of time with my mom and this one other person that I feel like I should, because she listens to it, who was also in the car with me. We were chilling in the backseat, and my mom had a hairspray can that looked, I don't know, kind of like a sex toy. So then it fell into my lap, and I was like, oh, hello. And then she cried laughing because I was like, hello. And then she was like, it's dual action. You can spray your hair and then get the job done. And I was like,
no.
It's so horrible. But it was.
She's gonna watch us, Piper.
Yeah, but no, she's anonymous, so she'll think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she won't be offended. She'll think it's funny. She'll be like, haha, you talked about that one time that we laughed about a sex toy for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
I know, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. What else is on the list of Instagram stuff?
How about, dinosaurs?
Yeah, I don't know who suggested that one, but dinosaurs.
I think dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about dinosaurs. What?
I drive a dinosaur.
What kind?
One that runs on dinosaurs as fuel.
So oil?
Yeah, also, you know what just popped in my brain?
What?
You know in Flintstones, how they, their car, they just, pick up?
Yeah.
And, run with it? Is that because they can't use fuel? Because fossil fuels, aren't available because the dinosaurs haven't died? Think about it.
Well, no, I think that was pretty much implied when the show came out, is that they had to run because they didn't have any way of fueling their cars.
Yeah, I know. But it's still funny, because, hey, now we use fossil fuels from those dinosaurs because they're
Ha
dead.
ha ha ha. This is Comedy Central.
Ha 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 ha.
Whoa. But yeah, dinosaurs.
Whoa.
One person when I was little told me that dinosaurs were invisible and still on this earth, and I had kind of a a crisis moment.
Is this an irrational fear moment?
No. Which, by the way, a lot of people after the first episode teased me about my irrational fears. I get it. It's embarrassing, but I get it. I do. I understand.
I feel like everybody has that sort of thing, and yeah.
And you didn't even talk about an irrational fear. You said something completely rational, which is the world ending.
That's true. I don't really, like, have that much of an irrational fear. Like, I used to be really claustrophobic, and, like, when we went to, like, water parks, I just, like, wouldn't go down, like, the slides that were, like, completely, like, closed off, like, you know, tube.
Yeah, right. I get you.
But, yeah.
So you could have talked about that. Patrick's irrational fear of water slides.
Yeah. But also, I mean, talking about irrational fears, I was afraid of, like, 2012. Have you seen the movie 2012? It's not exactly rational.
I like the fact that you were afraid of the movie and not the actual date.
Well, the movie was about the day.
I know, but it's just funny how you said that, because you're like, have you seen the movie?
Have you seen it?
Yes, with John Cusack, my hero.
Yeah.
I once went to go see a live interview with John Cusack, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. You know how some celebrities do those, like, interviews to, you know, just to get paid?
Or, like, promote a movie.
Yeah, to promote a movie.
Something like that.
I went to go see one, because John Cusack was in Wisconsin, and I love John Cusack. So my dad took me to go see him with my Uncle Brad and my stepmom. And, you could tell he probably had something to drink maybe beforehand, and the interviewer was so completely opposite of him, because she was like this peppy cheerleader girl, and, you know, he's John Cusack, so he was so irritated with her, and he kept making fun of her, and everyone was, you know, laughing, and yeah, it was just a disaster. It was a complete disaster of an interview.
That's fun.
It was fun. What was I talking about? Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
I think I was saying how someone told me that dinosaurs are invisible, you know, when I was younger, and I had a crisis moment.
That's great.
Because I thought they were telling the truth. I was like, dinosaurs could so be invisible, and they could be here right now.
Or, like, did you ever watch the Jurassic Park movies?
I've only seen the first one, and I think it's actually overrated.
Really?
Sorry, everyone.
I humbly disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Love those movies.
Why?
Well, I don't know. They're just classics.
They are. You're right.
Or how they like, especially like how they animated them, like
animated.
Because I feel like if it was Disney, well, I feel like if it was like Star Wars, like with like overused CGI.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, there's a huge difference with, like, how they produce it, and just, like, I don't know, in general, like, and the music. You have to admit the music's amazing.
I really like John Williams. Anything by him is so beautiful, but I think it's a little overrated. The movies are not my favorites, but, you know, that's okay.
Yeah. I think they're fun.
Do you have, like a favorite moment from Jurassic Park?
What was that?
Do you have, like, a favorite moment from Jurassic Park?
I'd say the one, like, when they're back in the first one, when they're, like, back in the main one, and the T-Rex is, like, fighting the Velociraptors or whatever.
Ooh.
Like, right by the end.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I've only seen the first one. I only remember, like, I don't know, what even happened in that? When the T-Rex got loose or something and it ate the goat, and then the goat leg just, like, shows up on the car, on, like, the roof of the car or something. That always freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah, no. And they're like, oh, hey, if you don't move, the T-Rex can't see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the guy was in the bathroom.
The lawyer?
Yeah, the lawyer guy was in the bathroom, and then he just died.
Yeah.
Isn't it so funny when people die? Haha, it's so funny.
It's
so great.
So another thing that a viewer submitted is
sounds so formal.
A viewer, yes, a listener who has watched a podcast. Yes.
Yeah, honestly, we both say watched and listened. We don't actually know what the proper word is for that, but anyway.
Well, yeah, because I mean, technically, on Spotify and SoundCloud is audio file, but like on Instagram and YouTube,
yeah, we have
video,
the picture with it, so I can see why it would be watched and listened. But anyway.
Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, it would be watch, and then if you're on Spotify, it would be listen to.
People are watching us, Patrick.
People are watching us. Creepy. Well, the government is always watching us, so
that's content for another day. Conspiracy theories is like a completely different topic. Sorry. Please do your transition. I don't want to rain on your parade.
Fine then. Wow. So the next one is a very important question.
Very important question time. Yay!
Relating to ethics and pretty much society itself. This is probably a question that philosophers will be debating until the end of time itself.
Oh my god.
Piper, is cereal soup?
You spent so much time leading up to the question and then you messed it up.
Oh, that was sad.
Okay.
But is cereal soup?
You know, it's not. Okay? It is not soup. My friend who submitted this question, okay, I want you to know, you specifically to this one friend, that cereal is not a soup. And if you disagree with me, fight me. Come here and fight me. Come to Sherwood, Wisconsin, and we will fight, alright? Get ready to throw hands, people.
You never know. She might have an army of mannequins, so be careful.
No, the mannequins. You know, mannequins are probably the thing that scare me the least on like the list of statues. I think any sort of wax figure, realistic looking thing is probably the scariest, but mannequins work.
So Piper's friend, if you don't want Piper to beat you up, just get a bunch of statues. Problem solved.
Scarred for life. Or just throw me in the ocean.
Yeah, or both. You could like throw her into an ocean and like place statues around her.
I would, not even kidding you, I would probably pass out. I would be so scared of that.
Yeah.
I really would. Anyway, cereal, not a soup. Patrick, go. Hot take. What is it?
I disagree. I think it is a soup.
Why? Why?
Okay, if you're eating it with milk, then it's a soup. Because, I mean, like, I guess milk is kind of a broth, sort of, and then you have stuff inside of it.
But it's not a soup. I don't understand.
But it is.
I'm
what is cereal? What is cereal to you?
Cereal is cereal. It is cereal, which is the actual food part, and milk. It's cereal with milk. The milk does not make it a soup. A soup has to be a broth, and milk is not a broth, okay? I'm getting so mad. I'm getting so angry.
Just deep breaths.
Continue. What other questions about food does she have? Do you know?
I actually only wrote down that one. Here, I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay. I think one of them was calzones and what was the other one? Calzones and I can't remember the other one being a sandwich. A calzone is a sandwich.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going by the definition with like the meat and everything,
the bread on either side. A calzone is wrapped in bread. Therefore, brother man, it is a sandwich.
Oh, another one that she said was, when you eat an Oreo, do you split it, or do you just bite into it?
Ooh, that is a very important question. You go first. I want to hear what you say first.
Okay. I bite into it. I've never, split it.
I'm kidding. I actually do the same thing.
Yeah, and then, onto that, cheese sticks. Do you, peel it, or do you just bite in?
I'm only laughing because Patrick and I have talked about this, and he got really mad at me when he saw me doing it.
Yeah, we were Skype calling, and she was just eating her cheese stick like a savage and just biting into it.
I realize that it's weird. I know that the way I eat string cheese is weird, and people...
Yeah, and I'm gonna judge you until the day I die.
Okay, alright, do whatever you want, brother, man. Like, I'm not gonna stop you, but I bite into string cheese. And you know what? I bite into Oreos. Actually, no, I don't. I'm gonna reverse that back because I eat the whole thing. I just eat it in one bite.
Yeah.
Not my string cheese, though. If I ate my string cheese in one bite, I'd probably choke and die.
Yeah, me too. If I... Well, no, hey, if I just bit into my string cheese straight up, I would probably die of shame.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Are there any more food questions, or is that all she asked? Because I want to fight her. I want to fight her. Okay. All right. Cool.
Should we challenge her?
Yeah. You know who you are, my friend of mine. You know you're listening to this. Get ready. Come at me, bro. Get ready to throw hands. Throw hands.
Throw forks. Throw spoons. This is Food Wars.
I thought of a great question. Because I have a great story.
I have a great answer.
Have you ever experienced anything near death? Because we talked about dying. And have you had a near death experience? Because I have.
Not really. Like, I've been, like, to the ER. I've gotten, stitches.
From what?
So this is kind of an interesting story. Ooh. So, like, back when we just moved into our house, pretty much, basically I, like, tripped over this one, like, barn.
Oh.
And I was probably, like, 3 or 4. It was, like, it was a toy barn. It was, I was probably, like, 3 or 4.
Okay.
And I tripped and, like, I cut my head, like, right above my eyebrow.
Oh, no.
On, like, a cord or something. And I had to get, like, a couple stitches.
Ouch. Do you still have a scar?
Faintly. You can't really tell at all, but, yeah.
Yikes.
And I know, like, it stayed there for a while, like, the mark. And so, like, the pictures we have from back then, you just see, like, this big, like, red, like, scrape, pretty much, like, right above my eyebrow.
Oh. Yeah. I never noticed it. We have hung out in person, and I haven't...
Well, no, this was when I was, like, 4, so, like, you can't even really see it anymore. Okay. It's just a white line.
Gotcha. I have had a near-death experience. At least I like to think that I do. I probably make it sound way more dramatic, but I almost drowned when I went to California for my...
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, for my graduation trip. I went to California because that was my graduation present. And we were in, like, Los Angeles and San Diego. And I went to a lot of beaches. So I had to conquer my fear a little bit because I don't really like the ocean, as I've mentioned. But I wanted to learn how to surf because I know how to longboard. And longboarding is basically like surfing on land. So...
Yeah.
And I went surfing without an instructor. I was super confident. I was like, I'll be able to do this no problem. And I do it, and I get wiped out by this, big wave that I didn't see. And
did you die?
Did I die? Yes, but I lived.
Oh, and nobody's gonna get that reference.
I know. I'm sorry. It's from Ice Age. For those of you who don't know, anyway.
And then we overuse it all the time.
Yeah, we do that for Instagram.
The two of us,
so
nobody's gonna get it.
It's definitely really weird though, when you think that you can like prop yourself up after a wave like crashes into you. I thought that I would be able to, push up on the ocean floor and like bring myself out of the water. But what I didn't realize is that the surfboard was strapped to my ankle, so that's what made it like an almost drowning experience. Is because I was flipping over myself, tossing and turning underwater, like the surfboard would not stop pulling me. And so I remember like water going into my lungs and being like, this is it, I'm gonna die like right now. And I remember coming out of the water and like coughing, and everybody around me was like, are you okay? And I was like, no.
Oh.
And my mom and I took a walk afterwards, and this is what made me think the universe was out to get me, is because on our walk, there were 2 stoners playing with a football, and one of them nailed me in the head. And I was like, why is the universe against me today? Like, I almost drown, and then I take a walk, and then the stoner, like, totally nails me in the head. With the football, I mean. But he was really apologetic. He was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you in the head. But I was, like, trying not to cry because I thought that the world was trying to kill me. And this was recently, so y'all can make fun of me for it, I guess.
Speaking of beach stories, have I ever told you the time I got stung by a jellyfish?
No.
So this was like a couple years ago, and it was in North Carolina.
Oh.
And we were down by the beach, just vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the shoreline, like water was up to like a little bit of, well, maybe not, I'd say around halfway to my knee. And I just like feel this
oh no,
burning sensation like right on my ankle.
Oh, this is my worst nightmare.
And like I remember I'm like, oh, that's weird, because for some reason I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, and I'm like, I thought like a piece of like a rock or something like hit me really hard or something like that, and that's what I thought it was. And so like I go on the beach and I'm like, hey mom, my foot's burning, and like we wrap it up in a towel. Okay, I heard somewhere that like you're supposed to pee on it.
Yeah.
I did not pee on it. I just like wrapped it up in a towel, and then like
that only happens
I think
with
my
friends.
dad. Yeah. And then I think my dad told the lifeguard, and the lifeguard is like, yeah, no, we got some jellyfish and all that stuff. And
that's so freaky to me. I can't do it.
Well, it stopped hurting after a while, but like it was still just kind of interesting.
That's so scary.
So yeah, I survived a jellyfish attack.
Wow. This is an I survived series. I survived jellyfish. I survived surfboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should get awards.
We deserve awards for staying alive. That's not
You
fair.
have survived this long. Congratulations. Congratulations. And for those wondering why this video has been going on a little bit longer, we've gotten a lot of recommendations from people saying that they wanted that the previous 2 episodes have been too short. And so we are like testing out, like seeing if people like it a little bit longer.
Yeah,
and so
at least to like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
just to see if people like it a little longer. Please tell us. Yeah. tell if you like it.
This is for fun, and if you guys have any feedback, be sure to tell us. We're happy to have constructive criticism and everything.
Yeah, and just a reminder that making fun of my irrational fears is not constructive criticism. So, thank you.
Yeah, and if you think that one of the co-hosts is terrible, we can do without Piper. I can just be the host.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
That was the biggest roast. I'm gonna leave. Goodbye. You can hear me walking out.
Bye. Nice knowing you. No, it's called, I'm just friends with myself. It's just gonna be
I already made up that idea.
And we're gonna edit the logo to be me with the mirror.
That was my idea. That was with me, because you were banished from the podcast, so I was like, no, I'll make a podcast. It'll be me with a mirror. I'll be my own co-host.
Yeah. The funny thing is that the person who made our cover art,
Sarah, woo!
Show her some love. She's a great person. She actually commented and said that she's ready to make the I'm just friends with myself logo.
I kind of want her to do that, but
honestly, yeah, or at least for like a specialty thing, like if I'm like sick or something.
Oh yeah,
then we can just like have you.
I know. Then I can just be talking about nonsense for 45 minutes, and the logo will be a mirror instead of Patrick. Which, by the way, the logo is really cool. I really like the way Sarah made it. It looks so
she did
fabulous.
A great job.
Because it like has me with my purple beanie, the signature one. It has Patrick with his dorky glasses. It has a microphone.
Dorky? They're not dorky. They make me look distinct. My mommy said they make me look distinguished.
Patrick, we talked about quite a bit. We went through all the Instagram ideas, and we tried to go through as many as we could. I think we hit a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we did. We got a lot of questions that submitted that you guys asked us about.
I kind of want to do this again
And
sometime down the road.
honestly, yeah. So, hey, if you guys have any questions or, any, like we said earlier, constructive criticism,
Yes.
leave a comment.
Questions,
And
comments, concerns. If you want advice on something, I would love to give it.
yeah, but you probably shouldn't ask Piper for advice.
Oh, God, what is with this roasting? What's wrong with my advice?
I'm kidding. Piper's good with advice.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Oh, cool. That's it?
I said thank you.
Oh, well, you are welcome. Anyways.
Anyways.
Well, thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Piper, thank you thank you for being my co-host.
Thank you for being my co-host, bro. Thanks.
Well, you are very welcome.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys tune in next time in the next episode. And until then, this has been We're Just Friends.